freshman in college in Green. First of all, part of the reason why I went to SUNY Purchase was because of Charles. The whole reason why I went to SUNY was because I had a relationship with Charles from day one. And he met my father, and we just hit it off. There was just something real and something real genuine. And I was like, I got into other schools, but I was like, I'm going because of this one cat, you know what I mean? Where I just felt at home. So he was just so giving, the most gracious teacher I ever had. And then on the weekends, because he ran the jam session at the Blue Note, we would all drive down and wait out in front of the club for Charles to show up, you know? We couldn't afford to get in for like the main set. We were young college kids. We would like be eating mamoons and slices at Joe's Pizza. And we'd wait for Charles to come, and Charles would bring us into the club through the basement of the Blue Note. Like, we're like young kids, like I'm not never going, he would bring us through like the trap door that goes underneath the stage and all the way to the back where they have the lockers. And we would hang in the back, and they would get ready to go on for their set. And then the regular band at the Blue Note would finish, and he would go up and play his set. And usually he was with, he got all the cats, from Sean Connolly, Don Edwards. That was the regular crew. It was a lot of Sean, a lot of Donald Edwards, but there was also other cats, like a lot of cats came through the band. Essie, I know, was up in there for a time. Jerry Gibbs was up in there. A lot of motherfuckers.
Wow.
And so he would go and do his set, and then he would bring up the students. So I would be like the first cat on the thing, and there would be all these heavies in the fucking thing. I remember like Eric Harlan was in this band. He had Harlan. And then he'd be like, me, come up, play Blue Bossa. And I'm like,
that's amazing.
Sad. I listen back to the shit, and I'm like, oh, it's so sad.
It's amazing you ever recorded.
So sad, but the fact that he was able, you know, it was like a springboard for us, and that was how I started like getting the balls to be able to even sit in, even come out and hang out in New York. That's what showed me the whole ropes. And then we used to go to the old Zinc Bar and go and see, you know, Ron Afif, and you go see Tane and Ernesto Simpson, Gene Jackson. There was so many cats, man. George Benson would come through there and stuff. The pianist name was so heavy. It would be like Robert Glasper, Eric Lewis, Dave Kakowski, Raymond Angry.
Oh,
the greatest, man.
Oh, man.
It was the greatest. It was the greatest and most inspiring. And that's why I was born into this through, because I was a kid from upstate. I wasn't like a New Yorker, you know, but little by little I got more and more into it. Then my homie bass player friend Nick, who was really closer to Charles. It was really, cause Charles was close to all the students, anybody that came through SUNY, a lot of cats who came through New York. For some reason, Charles had like his finger on the pulse of what was happening and who was hot. And then it took some years, but then eventually I ended up working with cats in Charles's band. So then like Essie called me to work in his band. I was playing in E-Bowl, recording with Joe Ford and Mark Shim and Gene Jackson. And years later, I started doing a bunch of little gigs around town. I would play with Sean Conley. I would play at this fucking place on the east side. This fucking restaurant gig, but it would be like me, Greg Tardy, Jermaine Brown.
Wow.
There were cats, you know what I mean? That were like super bad. New York.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That was perfect.